other day, Esther had an interesting experience. It was interesting to her. It may be to you. But we think it's a really good basis for everything that we're going to be talking about together today. She decided to make, for the first time in a long time, some soft-boiled eggs for herself. Now, she knows how to do that, but she couldn't remember exactly what her formula was for exactly the eggs the way she wants them. So she looked in her notes and she saw, put the eggs in a pan, cover them with water an inch above the eggs, turn on the heat, and bring it to a full boil, and then turn it off, put the lid on it, and wait exactly 3 minutes. This was Esther's discovered through life experience formula, and you have the perfect hard-boiled eggs that you want to eat. So Esther's in a new kitchen with a new stove, and she wasn't sure how fast this was going to happen. She turned it on. She decided to just stand there and watch the pot boil. You know what they say about that. But she stood and watched it, and she noticed the bubbles forming on the bottom and then moving up the edge of the pan. And then eventually, much longer than Esther really thought it should take, the water came to a full boil. And so she turned it off and put the lid on and experienced wonderful eggs just the way she wanted them to be. But then she couldn't stop thinking about it, because she had noticed that as the water got hotter, it was as if it had to get this hot before it could get this hot, before it could get this hot, before it could get this hot. In other words, there was a progression of it for 2 years. She just acknowledged that it had to happen because that's how the laws of physics work, yes? And it's how the law of attraction works too. When you have a desire that you think about, away from it, it is turning your focus in opposition to it that turns the water off under the eggs of every manifestation that is important to you. And so we want to talk with you today about anything that matters to you. We understand you completely. We know where you are vibrationally. We know what your point of attraction is, each of you. We know what you want. You will articulate some of it here. And we, like your inner being, as your inner being knows, we know where you stand right here and now in relationship to everything that you want. And we will guide you through processes, ideas. Some of you will even contribute as well. And it is our knowing that today you're going to figure out how not to turn the heat on. You do that every time you look at something. You turn the heat on under things you want, and you turn the heat on under things you don't want. And they all get more, and they all get more, and they all get more. But you have choices that you are not always making that you could make. So today we're eager to help you not turn the heat on. Your focus does that. But understand why some of your water is not coming to a boil. Why it's not happening fast enough. And it's all up to you. It's so much easier than you know. And once you get the hang of this, watch out. Manifestations of new thought, new ideas, new people, new manifestations. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. Only you can prevent it from coming with your attention, your unwitting, unknowing, unaware attention. But just the same, you're the one, you're doing it. What do you want to talk about? Some things.